Builders Association presents Members Speak, Building a Solid Foundation. I'm Ed Metz from Pure Sight and Sound, your host, and with me in the studio today we have our producer, Carrie Manning from KMB Plumbing, Electrical, and HVAC.
Hi, everyone.
Co-host Ray Marinpot of Little Ray's Pool Service.
Good morning.
And Joan Malloy, Executive Director of the Builders Association.
Hello, hello.
This episode of Members Speak is brought to you by the 2025 Pocono Builders Association Greater Pocono Home and Outdoor Living Show, taking place Saturday, April 5th and Sunday, April 6th at Kalahari Resorts and Conventions. There will be exhibitors for everything in your home, inside and out. Come speak to the experts.
Thanks, Ray. So, yes, welcome to Members Speak, Building a Solid Foundation. Today we'll be interviewing Steve Ledwell from Harmony Tree Care. Hello, Steve.
Hi, Ed. Thanks for having me today.
Great to have you here in the room with all of us. We'll introduce you a little bit, talk to our members about you, and see how we can get you some more business maybe as well, right?
It's always good.
There you go. So, Steve, how long have you been in the Builders Association?
This is 1 year.
1 year?
1 year, maybe a year and a half.
We're rolling into the second, baby.
Rolling into two, and you're already on a committee.
Yes, sir. Yes, I am.
Which one?
The trade show committee.
The home show committee. Awesome. All right. So tell us a little about Harmony Tree Care. What do you like best? What do you do, first of all?
We're a tree service. We take care of and remove trees. Our specialty is really removing the dangerous trees that are leaning over houses, trees that are sick or dying, and trees that could cause a problem ultimately. And our specialty is really the more difficult trees that most tree guys won't touch.
Okay. And I have kind of an inside track because I was next to you. Our booth was next to you at the home show last year, and I saw some of your insane hardware. Tell us about some of the vehicles you have.
Well, my favorite one is definitely my knuckle boom crane, which is really just a life-size video game.
Right.
I can pick just about any tree off of anything, safely bring it to the ground, and not put people in the way.
Is this operated from the boom or from
actually from a remote control? I can.
Is it really?
Yeah,
wow.
I stand about 50 feet away. My whole crew's out of the way, and the idea is, safety.
I have one quick question. Look at me. Here I am. I have a quick question for you. All I want to know is do you do mostly residential, commercial, or both?
I can do anything, but it's mostly residential. Most businesses, they clear the trees out of their way, and they don't really run into those kind of problems. It's the houses and all the efforts to save the trees where they were left too close to the house that are now growing too large and are
20
growing
years later,
right.
No problem.
Now they're going over the house and creating a threat.
All right. What do you? Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
Ray.
no, I was going to say, so you actually can grab trees and mechanically lower them.
Yeah, it goes all the way up about 70 feet.
Rather than just dropping random limbs here or there all around the yard. Interesting.
Grabs it, cuts it, brings it down slowly. I feed it right into the chipper half the time.
Wow.
Cool. What do you like best about the working with trees?
Well, being outdoors is my favorite part personally, but really just, I don't know, I feel like getting rid of those dangers is really rewarding. When I drive away from a job, I've left that family safe, and that always kind of rings true for me.
Give us an example of one of those times that you did that.
Oh, well, this last storm, the one in November when the snows came, they said it was going to snow, and everybody's like, it's not going to snow. And then it snowed. And that day, and for the next 36 hours, we pulled about 15 different trees off of 15 different houses.
Wow.
We worked straight through to get everybody access back into their home. And, you got to get the tree off to make sure that the roof isn't damaged, because after the tree comes all the rain or the snow, and
sure.
Then the whole house winds up being destroyed. So
wow.
The idea is to get there fast and figure out what's going on and fix it.
Excellent. So that kind of leads to what's the craziest job you've ever done?
Craziest job is no doubt in Lake Harmony. It was about 130-foot pine, literally bent in half over a $2 million house on the lake, and nobody would do it. This guy had been trying to take care of this tree for years, and nobody in their right mind would have done it. We just weren't in our right mind. We were just starting out.
Sure, why not?
We were just starting out. We're like, well, they rent 135-foot lifts. I'll go up there, and we took that down piece by piece in February, and turns out I had COVID while I was doing it. So the mightiest tree in the forest, the coldest day of the year with COVID. So
being that it's about -6 outside right now, I'm assuming that the dead trees that are standing freeze, right? Or do they freeze, or the
Well,
or
sometimes
sap freeze this time of year?
if you've ever seen a pipe explode, it's
Yeah.
kind of the same thing.
Ah.
Trees are full of water, so when they do freeze, that causes a lot of expansion, and then
I'd
that's
imagine it's harder on blades, on
It
equipment.
is. It is. If you've ever tried to dig a frozen ground,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the same as trying
Yeah.
to cut through a frozen tree.
Wow.
So it's hard on the equipment for sure. We try to not go out too much in this kind of weather.
Right.
Emergency only, but we will.
Wow. So what's I'm assuming your craziest job isn't your best customer. What is your best customer?
My best customer, I have a lot of really good customers. Everybody's always kind of awestruck by the equipment.
Right.
So, like, we stop traffic. That crane starts moving around, and people are stopped, leaning out of their cars, taking pictures. But, the best customer is, of course, the one that will bring out some ice cold iced tea or some,
Right. Okay.
some lemonade or something. But we've had a lot of really nice people that we met and helped.
Oh, that's excellent. Let's talk about your family a minute here. Tell us about your family.
So I'm married with, I forget how many kids. There's too many.
You start numbering them after.
They're just
some
numbered.
point?
I call them all the wrong name. It's terrible. But no, I have 4 children, and they range from 22 all the way to 5. Yeah, 5. I did say that.
Okay.
That was our plan. To have a baby at 50 was absolutely planned. But honestly, he's the whole completion of the deal. A little 5-year-old boy. I finally did make a carbon copy of myself. Everybody else looks like their mother.
Okay.
So now I guess I'm done.
Great.
But and they're good. They do a bunch of different things. My oldest daughter is going to school. The 20-year-old boy is a musician, and then 14-year-old plays tennis, and the 5-year-old will definitely take over this business. He can't stay away from it.
No kidding.
I have videos of him with his little toy Hot Wheel cars pulling his other Hot Wheel cars with ropes that he's found, towing them across the yard. But he just can't not work. If he sees us working, he comes out, and for whatever we're doing, he just gets right in the middle of it.
Same thing. Just the toys get bigger and more expensive.
Yep.
Right? That's awesome.
So here's a question. Any projects you've done for the community, the local community?
I work a lot. There was a lot of the Pocono Wildlife Center had a lot of issues with dangerous trees over their enclosures. One had actually fallen on their wolf den or coyote den.
Bear. I think it
Was
was
it
the
the
bear.
bear?
Den.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're all in the same little area there, and the rest of the tree was threatening the whole thing. So we went out there and did that for them.
Is that in Cherry Valley?
Down in Cherry Valley,
Yeah.
yep.
Okay.
Okay, talk about the falcon.
The bird.
The bird. So I actually met those guys at the trade show, the Pocono Wildlife Center ladies, and they were walking around with the birds. I've always just been infatuated with raptors, and we're talking about falcons, and the peregrine falcon is actually endangered, and they were talking about wanting to acquire one so that they could raise some awareness and do some educational programs around the area. And so I bought it for them. They let me name it Harmony. So there's a falcon named Harmony, a peregrine falcon named Harmony in the Poconos. It's kind of cool.
And I'm going to interject here. It's Joan. I'm just going to let everyone know that we, every fall, have something called Career Connections Day at MCTI. And Steve, and he has another company that has to do with T-shirts.
My wife's company,
And
611
they
Shirt Shop.
provided the MCTI program for that day with all of our T-shirts.
Very nice.
So you are very busy out there in the community.
Yeah, she does a lot of shirts for a lot of the local businesses and a lot of the fundraisers. We did a big breast cancer fundraiser in October last year, and she did all the shirts for that. And we, of course, we did all our sweatshirts in pink, and we changed the whole look just for the month and raised some money and donated that to the PA Breast Cancer Coalition. So that was fun.
And does that have a different name, or is that under
think-
Harmony?
No, that's 611 Shirt Shop
And
is the name
we
of
can
her
find
business.
her online, a website?
You can, yep. I think it's just 611shirtshop.com, but there might be a studio in there. 611. But she can find it.
She's going to be a little
Yeah.
upset. You better get that one right there.
Nice podcast, honey.
Google
Thanks
it.
thanks for the plug. But yeah, no, 611 Shirt Shop.
Find it
You'll
yourself.
find her. You can always find me, and I usually know where she
And
is.
they were really high quality, just like the work that you
thank
do.
you. Yeah,
So,
thank
it's across all your entities, I would think.
And since we're on websites, what's your website?
Mine is harmonytreecare.com.
Okay.
So that one's easy.
Are you stick to just the Pocono area, or what would you say you're...
I'm pretty much an hour circle around Blakesley.
Okay.
So I go an hour in any direction from Blakesley.
Okay. How would we know if somebody we meet would be a good contact for you?
Anybody who provides emergency service I'm a good contact for them.
Okay.
And anybody who might be a first responder or somebody who would be called out for an emergency would be a good contact for me, because we're probably, no, we're not probably, we're the best emergency tree service in the area.
Do you get calls like from the control center, 911?
A tree down across the
for
road
this,
or
like
something?
this, or
I have a scanner.
Happened to show up.
I haven't met anybody yet in those places. Those would be good contacts. You know,
Okay.
people who find out first would be good contact for me.
and I guess you probably know, almost like a snow removal company where you could see we're going to have a high wind storm. Or
Oh, yeah.
So you kind of know it's coming.
Yeah, we're shopping. We know when to get sleep.
Yeah. Is there a time of the year that's busier, or?
March to October is just absolutely rocked. This is our downtime, and mostly just because of the cold, but mostly because no one looks up in the winter. They get out of their car and they run in the house.
I always
Right.
wondered, is it easier after the leaves are down than when they're full of leaves?
It was when we were up in the trees on booms and or climbing.
Yeah.
With the crane, it kind of doesn't matter. I can kind of just move them out of the way. And
So most of your stuff is just without even a person in the tree.
yeah, and that's the idea.
That's safer by.
All the way
Ton.
safer. Nobody's under the crane and nobody's in the tree.
Yeah.
So, and we used to cut a tree into 100 pieces. With the knuckle boom, you can cut it into 10.
Wow. Oh my God. Are you able to sell any of this wood to sawmills or
It's
whatever?
the only part of the business I don't like is because unless you can get, I don't have trucking capabilities yet, so I don't have a trucking truck, so I can't get 15-foot logs and so on anywhere. Most of the trees I take down are dead anyway,
Okay.
and sadly it costs more to make and deliver firewood than you can sell it for, unless you're
That was gonna be
selling
my
it
next
at-
question.
Yeah.
If you guys deliver or sell
It'd be
firewood.
unfair what you'd have to sell it for to even break even, because the costs are so up with fuel being up and labor being up.
The ash trees are still a big deal, aren't they?
They're almost. There's a few left,
Are
but
there?
for the most part, they're just about gone. Funny thing about that I'd love to share with you. And this is just some Mother Nature stuff, but the northern ash tree will actually be gone within a couple more years. There will be no more northern ash tree.
Is it from the beetle? Or
It's from the beetle.
The
It
borer
is.
beetles, yeah.
But here's the fun part. So the southern ash tree will actually change its flavor, or its tannins, if you will, and seeds will come north, and the tree will be back.
Nature finds a way.
Nature finds a way.
southern
Yeah,
part.
it gives me goosebumps every time I tell people that.
So those are two different species, the southern and northern.
They are,
ash. Okay.
they are, but barely, And will it be another northern ash? I guess it will genetically move to handle the cold and the climate. So
Wow.
ultimately, you'll have your ash tree. Not in our lifetime. This is a process, but
Okay.
but it will. They will be back.
So, as we're kind of wrapping up here, what would you say you like best about living and working here in the Poconos?
I just love the outdoors. I really do. I love the wildlife. I love, if we come across a tree that's got a nest in it, it depends on what it's a nest of. Sometimes you just say, sorry, we can't do it.
You must see some neat stuff out
We do.
out in the woods.
Right.
You probably
Bugs that I'd never known existed, and bugs that you've never seen for sure, because they only live 60 feet up.
Wow.
So
Oh,
I don't get that as much now with the crane, but when we were up in the trees,
you take pictures of a lot of these
I
things.
do have a little entomology
Oh,
collection. But yeah, so that it's just cool. And if we find like a squirrel's nest or a bird's nest that isn't endangered, we actually relocate them. We take the time to move them to another tree and not disturb them. And customers are always like, "What's that going to cost?" I'm like, "That doesn't cost anything. We're not going to charge to take away to relocate a bird."
Right. Excellent. Well, thanks, Steve, for being here today. Just to wrap up, where can listeners learn more about you?
Our website, harmonytreecare.com, or just call us if you need any help, 570-244-3000. And I'd love to thank you, Ed, for having me today. It was fun.
You bet. Say that number again.
570-244-3000.
All right. Thanks for listening to Members Speak, Building a Solid Foundation, with your host, Ed Metz, and the rest of our great crew here. We hope you enjoyed our deep dive into learning more about Harmony Tree Care with owner Steve Ledwell. Join us next time when we sit down with our 2025 Pocono Builders Association President, Jim Matheson, owner of Matheson Landscapes. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, and tell your friends.
We would like to thank our Members Speak episode sponsor, the 2025 Pocono Builders Association Greater Pocono Home and Outdoor Living Show, again taking place Saturday, April 5th and Sunday, April 6th at Kalahari Resorts and Conventions. There will be exhibitors for everything in your home, inside and out. Come speak to the experts. For more information, call Amanda Hobb at 570-656-3737. Again, that's 570-656-3737. To learn more about the Pocono Builders Association, visit our website at poconobuilders.org or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. We'll see you again next time on Members Speak, Building a Solid Foundation.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Adios.
I'm still recording.
Oh, all right.
Well, we would like to thank our...
No, we're nowhere near that yet.
Oh, wait,
We're
no.
not there yet.
Oh, we're... See,
I'll give you a heads up, but
Just hit him on the leg.
I'm on this page. Yeah.
Give him a little slap on the leg.
I'll give you
Time.
a wave.
Yeah,
That's you
let
do
him
out
read
there.
let him just go down. So you read the top part and say goodbye to him,
Okay.
and then why don't you just
And then
finish
Ray
off.
just
And
finish the
yeah,
page.
Wait, where am I?
Okay.
Where am I?
You're gonna
From outro to
Okay.
everything.
All right.
he's gonna read to that.
Don't
You're
say
gonna read there
outro.
down.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't say that.
Don't say outro. Okay.
Okay. Is that all right?
I'm still recording.
She's still recording. It's all good.
Put that at the
You
end.
gotta have bloopers.
Right?